Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Aurora and here I am Monday to deliver you guys the weekly intuitive energy update. This is for the week of June 28th to July 4th, but I try to mention in every video that these are timeless readings and information as well. So if you're guided at any time to come and watch this, even if it's not for this specific week, it means that you're resonating with what it is that I'm saying and that you're probably going through the lessons that I have brought up this week. And so just use your own intuitive guidance and really listen and just sit still with yourself and just be open to what it is that is flowing through for this week. So welcome if you're new. And if you have been here before, hello again. So this week I am not really going to be focusing too much on astrology because honestly I didn't really feel like being studious, and I just like to wing it and go my intuitive way. So I have sat, I do have a few notes, but really most of it's going to be intuitive. And I've really been connecting with a lot of people, so I'm really going to just kind of pull from different experiences and kind of just like what people are going through right now as a collective, in my collective, and kind of extrapolating that to the larger collective and sending my frequencies out for the ones that resonate. So, the only thing this week I'm going to mention about astrology is that we are in Cancerian season. And so Cancer is all about the home life, okay? Cancer is very centered around having that stability, having the nurturing qualities, really being connected to their emotions and their emotional intelligence. And so if there's like a lot of, like unsolid foundations, then it's really going to become apparent this week, because we are just entering into this Cancerian season. We've had all this purging going on. We just had the summer solstice and this full moon that just passed. So just like have an awareness. Mercury just came out of retrograde last week, guys. Thank God, even though I don't really feel like a release from that. Sometimes after planets go direct after being retrograde, we will feel kind of like I can breathe. I don't really feel that this much this week, but it really just depends on how willing you are to kind of see the truth, to kind of see where you're at, to see what needs shifting, to see where you're limiting yourself and all these things, right? And see kind of just like what's working for you and what's not working for you anymore, right? Like it really can be that simple. It's like, okay, this is working for me and this isn't working for me. We live in a world of infinite possibilities, and even though we get stuck in our human loop, this loop of being human, of just limiting and thinking that, like we have to do it this way, this one way, this way that we've been told our whole lives, we're kind of like opening up and out of that. So whether that is to be with relationships, the home life, maybe there is things that you're realizing, but definitely patterns that aren't serving you, like things that are like, okay, this has got to give, like this isn't working for me. Or maybe there's like this communication, right? Because we just have Mercury retrograde, and Mercury governs communication, right? So like when it is retrograde, we have a lot of like struggle with communicating and being able to really express how we're feeling. And like now that Mercury's direct, usually it means there'll be like a flow in communication, right? And so that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be all obvious and apparent to you, but even just like I was really going through a lot of like frustration and anger and overwhelm and just all these really dense emotions last week. And really, I just sat with it. I just allowed myself to be in it. I just gave my space. I just let myself be authentic within that space. Now, obviously, I have repercussions for my actions, and obviously, like, I apologize after I've had a moment with people. But, like, it's really just about taking that responsibility and saying, whoa, holy smokes, or having a healthy outlet that you're able to really express that. So, like, really, like, in our home, in our foundation, wherever it is that we are most of our time, and as well job too, but this is really, really, really about the home life, of like, giving yourself that sanctuary space, like organizing. Oh my God, organizing, because this is incorporated into the masculine, right? So organizing as well, right? So it's like we have this feminine, the dynamics of that Cancerian energy of like home and nurturing and the mother side, but we also have that side of the masculine, because the masculine is huge this week, and I am gonna sit and talk about that, but that's really just about the organization and the structure, right? So it's really about finding that balance between the two. And again, like I said, the communication. So like now that we're direct, it's like it's not always beneficial to be so straightforward, right? Because sometimes, even though we think we're being blunt and straightforward, it's like we're actually not getting to the root of the cause. We're not getting to the root of what it is we're actually saying, because we think we're being so direct, but actually we're triggered and we're responding from this space of being triggered, right? So it's like really catching yourself in those moments. Like, there's been times that I've been talking to people and they've been, opening up about their relationship, and they're like, oh yeah, like he's got no problem saying this. And I said, yeah, but just because he has no problem saying it, does that mean, like, is it authentic? Is it really what he's meaning? Or, is he being a little bit passive? Or is he saying this because this is how he should show up? And then he actually feels like this, which is causing this mixed emotion for you, because you're like, well, you're telling me this with your words, but you're telling me this with your actions. So, like, how are we, like, what's really going on here, right? So it's like there's going to be a real need for like grounding into our communication and really just being like, okay, what are my needs and how can we meet them? Not what do you think I should be doing, not what do you think I should be thinking, not what do you think you think. It's like, what do I think and what do I need? Like, this is the time, and like retract, like we're really going internal, really like being like, okay, like this isn't working, that's not working, because we've been in such an overwhelmed energy. We really want to like keep our boundaries up this week and like keep our protection up, right? Like, if you're not allowing anybody in your field this week, meaning like hanging out with people, or like for me, I deleted Facebook app off my phone, and I'm not going to be on social media other than like putting up my business stuff and like putting these videos out and different things like that, because I need to. I know that I need to, right? So it's like, okay, that's the way that I'm going to cleanse and I'm going to purify, so that I don't keep wasting my time and energy on this, right? Okay, wow, there you go. So that was a lot of information just for talking about the Cancerian energy, right? And that was so beyond just Cancerian energy, but I just wanted to bring that up because we're out of that Gemini into the Cancerian. Communication is flowing. Again, not always in alignment with authenticity and truth though, right? So it's about connecting to that within ourselves. Okay, so this is really cool how I'm going to do it this week. So I have like my points, and then I also have like each deck that I'm going to use. So of course I have all these decks. So the first topic this week is like, where is your focus? So I decided to use this deck, Art of Attention. These are yoga healing cards, and I just was guided for this because, yoga and your attention and your focus and really like aligning the mind, body, spirit, right? So yeah, so where's your focus this week? Let's see what comes through here for where's your focus. Where's your focus, guys? Where is your focus? Woo! Okay, you spell out. Okay, one more. Okay, creativity, and it's reversed. Okay, so use your creativity to design your attitude. So creativity, boom. We are blocking ourselves, guys. It's like, in order to get out of a situation we don't want to, or it's like we have problems, sometimes people, for every solution, they have a problem, right? So it's like, really like, be that person that for every problem you have a solution, right? Because really, why not? Why not flow in that direction, right? So like, there's going to be some creative blocks this week, and like that's because we're hitting this threshold in our realities right now where basically it's like things have to change. And if we're not going to choose consciously to change, then things in our reality are going to make us change. That's why a lot of people get sick. They choose to let suffering invoke change, when we can just choose to change because we want to live a better quality life, right? So like this week, creativity, this is something that I want you to keep coming back to in every moment. It's like, am I creating a problem for every solution, or am I creating a solution for every problem? Because really, like, it's not about being this high vibrational being all the time, right? It's about constantly striving to be the best version of yourself, right? That in itself is a higher vibrational being, because it's like, you know, you have an unconscious behavior, you have an unconscious thought, and then you choose to, you know, own that, to take responsibility and to say, hey, actually, no, like, I'm the creator of my reality. I know this is a lot and this is overwhelming, but there's definitely a way. And I just did a burp right now, so that's a release, right? Like, there's definitely a way for us to be able to get through what it is. Like, you've survived everything in your life this far, right? So it's like, just believe in yourself, just trust, and really get creative with it. Like, have some fun. Invitation. Invite the question. It contains the answers. Right. Okay. Amazing. See, guys, so then this is why it's so beautiful, because this linked with this invitation, this is saying that you have to ask the questions, right? And if you're not asking the right questions, then you're not going to be getting the answers, right? This is like the fun with like the expansion of consciousness, and something that I've always been really good at with, which is like just asking the right questions. Like, honestly, most of the time, a lot of what I do is ask the right questions. I listen and I ask the right questions, and I get people to dig, right? So that's really like, it's like, you know, I get them to think, and I get them to really consider things, you know, and I get them to really go within and connect, right? So it's like, by asking the questions, you're inviting the answer, right? And my friend Heidi just said the other day, like, our subconscious mind is always running. Our subconscious mind is always listening. It's always recording. It's always on. So it doesn't matter whether you're conscious of it or not. I mean, of course, you're not conscious of it because it's always going, but it's just about like understanding the power of that subconscious mind. And that's where we live from. We live from that subconscious mind. And so we use the questions as our conscious mind to dive deep and probe into what it is that we're trying to understand, right? So it's like, so in order for us to receive the answers, we have to ask the questions. And in order for us to ask the questions, you have to get creative, right? So if there's things in your life right now that's going on, like, really, I highly stress that you just don't do anything. Of course, you have your life to live and your responsibilities, but nothing outside of that, nothing greater than you and your immediate responsibilities this week, right? And really take this time to slow down, because you will get overwhelmed. And then beautifully here, the next card is devotion. So practice devotion to those closest to you, right? See, I hadn't even seen the card yet, and I'm already talking about it, right? Because this is intuition. It's like, yeah, this is what we need to be doing. So now the card is also affirming, yeah, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be devoting our time to people that we love and that we care about, and on topics and different things. So, you know, again, back to the question here, right? Oh, this is so fun. So where's your focus, right? That's kind of the umbrella question for this quick little reading here, is like, where's your focus? Your focus. So get creative. Like, you know, when you're in that rut, get creative with it. Ask the questions to invite the answers, and then really devote this time for yourself and your loved ones, right? So that we can really like build the community and live the life that we really do want to be living, right? Because it seems so far-fetched, and I know as a conscious person being bombarded all the time with unconscious, and not even just from, you know, I'm not talking about the external world, I even just mean my internal world of the unconscious, constantly like, I smoke cigarettes, right? Ooh, ah, right? So not spiritual, but you know, at the end of the day, everything about me is spiritual. So the fact that I smoke cigarettes is like, this is my ending and beginning, which is funny because I just had my last one, so we'll see about that. But I finished my pack, and now I'm hopefully today. You know, but this is the thing, right? So where's your focus? I don't want my focus to be doing that and wasting my time and smelling and wasting my health and my energy and all that. So it's like, okay, like, I've tried many times, but I'm here again, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to keep trying. I'm just going to keep trying. And when I'm ready, I'm going to be ready, right? So it's like, where's your focus? Where's your energy? How are you recalibrating? What is even your priority? And how can you devote yourself to that and to your loved ones to really create this sustainable life that you're wanting? Okay, seek. What you seek is already looking for you, right? And so this really, honestly, guys, this is just trust. This is trust, because when you don't trust that the universe is going to provide, it just means that you don't trust in yourself. You don't trust in yourself to be able to do what it takes to get where you need to be and get what you need. And that doesn't mean that you're constantly going. Honestly, really, guys, this is the opposite message, is to slow down, stop looking outside, stop the thoughts in your mind, slow down your heart rate, connect to your breath, go outside and earth and ground, right? So it's like, really, where's your focus, guys? We're literally blocking ourselves. We're literally like, okay, no, okay, fine, I guess I'm not good enough. Oh, okay, I guess I'm not good enough. Oh, okay, and the universe just keeps showing you why you're not good enough until you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I fucking am good enough. And then you keep making those choices to say, put me first, you know? And it's like not selfish to put yourself first. I mean, it is, but in a healthy way, right? Like not selfish in the way that like society as a whole is going to project onto it to be. No, it's like, here we go. So we're literally reprogramming and reframing our concept of the divine feminine. What is the divine feminine to us, right? So like when I'm saying divine feminine, this is all women in your life, and this nurturing energy, that Cancerian energy, that mothering energy, right? Like this is a reset with that. And so, you know, like we can't pour from an empty cup. So how, and that's the program we've all been raised on for the most part, guys, which is people pleasing, which is putting everybody else first before you, and then getting frustrated because you are not feeling the best and you've put everyone else before you, and you don't even have the time or energy to focus on you. And so that is called also the wounded healer archetype, right? So when we play with that energy, and when we keep putting everybody else before us instead of just our own, then we have the repercussions of that, and then we get frustrated, and then we're not in alignment with our, you know, our highest potential, because we're too busy doing everything for everyone else and never anything for ourselves, right? So this feminine energy is being rewritten. And so like if there's some interesting dynamics going on between like you and your parents, of course, I mean, right now I'm talking about the feminine, but in order for the feminine to get rebalanced, then the masculine is also getting rebalanced. And so it's in a different way, but um, it's in that organization, right? It's in that slowing down in order to even hear what it is that you need, and then taking that proper action in order to see the results, right? And sometimes it's not even about the action and the results, it's about divine timing. And oh my goodness, yeah, it's frustrating because like patience, man, like patience, what? Patience? Oh my God, no, I want it now and I want it here. Like we live in 2021, I want it, you know? But the reality of it is like we have our entire lives to experience everything that we're going to experience. So it doesn't all need to happen right here, right now. Right? So for now, we're just really being asked to just slow down, to go within, to trust that like this is your life and you came here to live it. And so everything that you do desire in your life is going to come to fruition, but you have to be the creator of that. You have to be the conductor of that. You have to realize where your focus is. You have to realize where you're being drained. My throat is really hurting right now as I'm speaking. Not like really hurting, but there is like a sensation here that is uncomfortable. So there's a lot of like speaking your truth and like throat chakra clearing here, okay? And like that's why we really are being guided to go into our own little hermit mode, because that's where we can really hear the voice of our soul and the voice of our truth, right? When we're alone, and when we can connect, and when we can close our eyes and we can feel our breath run through us, and we can ask for what it is that we need help with, and we can really start connecting of like, okay, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to do? And really taking action on that. Okay, so that was really juicy. Really juicy. Okay, so, and then look, the bottom of the deck, just as I'm putting it away. Breakthrough. This breakdown is your breakthrough. And I'm pretty sure I said that last week too, right? And I said that on a quick little minute video that my first cut of doing this, and then I made a mistake, but that was one of what I just said on another recording of this same recording, was that we have our breakdowns to break through, right? So it's like the universe is literally purposefully breaking us down so that we can be at this new beginning together, all of us that are meant to meet at this point, right? Because again, trust, right? Like all of it's already happened. There really is no such thing as time, so everything's happening simultaneously, so everything's already happened. I know it's a big mind fuck, but it's part of waking up, and it's part of understanding consciousness and the universe, and it's just the truth, right? So we're just realigning with the truth, okay, with our truth too, right? So the soul's journey. So my next question that I have for this week is, what does not serve us? Oh, I guess it's not really a question. My next note, what does not serve us is going to become very apparent. Okay, so like, did I just say that? Okay, so that is for this soul's journey. That's what we're gonna ask here. So basically, what is not serving us? So let's see, because if we say here it's gonna be apparent, well, this card is gonna test the water and see. Oh, that one really, yes. Okay, so base chakra, guys, base. Okay, so base is masculine as well, right? So this is about our security, our stability, our foundation. Wait, didn't I just say all that for the Cancerian energy, right, guys? See, it's the same. These are the reoccurring patterns, but now this is the masculine, right? So I'm being guided to say this is for the masculine because this is for the physicality, right? This is for like finances, home, like actual physical home, like nourishing foods, like health, like abundance, guys. Like this is like realizing that we are abundant. So what isn't serving us is going to become very apparent. Boom, right there, guys. Our lack mindset is what's going to become very apparent to us, which I just said that for the last of where's your focus, because I got that creativity card, because the only time, what was it? Creativity. The only real poverty, creativity, and the imagination. I don't know, but basically, okay, I was trying to like remember this quote, but I can't remember it. But basically, the quote was saying that the only true poverty in the world is poverty of imagination or lack of creativity, was basically what they were saying, right? So like in that creative spark, that's the abundance, because that's the life force, right? And then we can go into our minds, and we can go into our hearts, and we can go into that programming, right? So all this is going to surface this week of like where we feel lack, like where we don't feel good enough, and that is going to like, it's not a bad thing. It's just going to trigger for us to ask for that better reality to come in. So it's not like, oh, let me be shameful and guilty about the life that I've chosen unconsciously. No, it's like, oh my God, I've chosen an unconscious reality and I want to shift out of it. So let me take my power back. Let me rewire my thoughts. Let me reprogram my trajectory of life. Let me remember who the fuck I am and what the fuck I'm here for, and that I deserve all of this stuff, right? And so like when I say stuff, I just mean safety, stability, comfort, connection, all these things, your health, right? So the mantra here is, I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality, okay? So okay, cool. So that's what I'm hearing. So I just talked about that Cancerian energy of like the home life, right? But that was more like the emotional side, and the emotional side can also represent the spiritual side, right? Because it's like the unseen. And so now this card is saying to us that now we're focusing on the physicality of abundance. So it's like connecting to that unseen abundance, which is our emotions, which is our thoughts, and then that anchors into our reality, right? So where's your focus? Let's go back to question one. Where's your focus? And then wherever your focus is where your abundance lies. You're receiving an abundance of whatever it is that you're focusing on, right? And so once we can realize that and really understand that, then we can start really making the shifts, right? Boom, honesty. And I just pulled this one. Honesty. So I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself, right? Really honestly, like listening. Listen to yourself, guys. Listen. There's so much noise out in the world. There's so much noise. There's so many people telling you how to live your life. There's so many people telling you the right way and the wrong way and that you're not good enough and all these different things. And like, let's like freaking slow down for a minute and let's be honest with ourselves and let's say, hey, I'm a child of the universe. I came here on my own free will for a mission. I'm reclaiming my sovereignty. I'm standing in my truth. I'm speaking from my heart center, and I'm really gonna show all these people what I really came here for. Like, I'm done with this victim mode. Like, this is, and my whole body, the energy in my body is like, my stomach's like whirling and twirling as I'm saying this, but it's the truth, right? Like, for me, this is my truth. You don't have to, I know that the ones that are gonna watch this will resonate, right? But it's like the way that I got here to this point where I can embody my truth, where I can stand in my power, where I can, speak from my heart space. This is because I was able to be honest with myself, with relationships that weren't working, with, choices that I was making that weren't serving me. Like, sometimes it consisted of having to actually move to another place because I needed to get out of whatever it is that I was in. And that was me staying away from my abundance mindset, right? And that, in order for me to get back, it's like, wow, I have to be honest with myself and say, yeah, actually I am programmed for lack. I am programmed to think that I'm not good enough. And really I am more than enough. And I have no reason to feel like that. Not no reason, because there are some experiences in our lives, but those are the experiences that we are learning to process and to overcome in this now moment, right? So we will be seeing, if that's your choice, if you want to be honest with yourself, then you can shift into this abundance mindset. Abundance is not money. Abundance is not, like anything external. Abundance is something that comes from within. It's a perspective. It's a way to perceive the world, right? So, and then here, right on the bottom of the deck, we have doubt. I went to go shuffle, but I didn't have to, right? A doubt. I released the need to know all the things, guys. Like, and this goes back to that, what is seeking you? What you are seeking is seeking you, right? Like, do you trust yourself? Like, do you trust that you're able to, like, live a life that is of value to you? And that's really all that matters, if it's of value to you. Not what your mom thinks, not what this person thinks, not what ABC, XYZ thinks. You, right? Like, what is the value to you? So stop doubting yourself. Stop thinking that you're not good enough, right? Because, like, it's perpetuating these same things. And it's like, we're at the point where we know what's not serving us, right? Because as I said, the question for this one is like, what doesn't serve us is going to become very apparent, right? So our doubts, where we're not honest with ourselves, and that we're keeping ourselves from this abundance mindset, right? Reality through our mindset. Okay, let's get one more card here. Acceptance on the bottom. I don't know. I don't really want it, but I just had a feeling I needed to show you guys in there. So acceptance is in there as well. So as we're, okay, let's ask, what is it that we need to accept this week? What do we need to accept? What is it that we need to accept this week? What is it that we need to accept this week? Okay. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. In denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Holy shit. Seriously, guys? This is why I love cards. Because honestly, regret and denial, like, that's what it is, guys. There's nothing we can do about the past, You're not the person that you used to be. Quit doubting yourself. You're so much stronger. Like, get honest with yourself. Like, what? Oh my God, I love this one, because when you go into your beliefs about, like, when the ego tries to play games with you, like, oh, your nose is too big. Oh, you're not perfect. You're not good enough. That's the ego, guys. This is like a bank in our consciousness that basically has like all our shitty experiences and beliefs put all together, and that's like the embodiment of our shadow. And so like that has an emotional foundation, but then once we break through whatever that wound is, we're able to realize that when we speak the truth about whatever it is, which is to say maybe you're not good enough or whatever it is, like being honest with yourself is like, well, it's not that I'm not good enough. It's that I've convinced myself that I'm not good enough. I believe that I'm not good enough. It's not that you're not good enough. It's just that you've thought that you weren't good enough, right? Or people have made you believe, but we're going to get into that, made you believe that you're not good enough through past experiences back when you were in the victim mode, right? So this is just all about honesty, taking responsibility for your past, you know, like it's okay, you know, it's okay. Everything is okay. Just choose from this point forward to walk in a space that is in alignment with integrity and with your higher self and with your highest self, right? So let go of the regret, denial, and doubt, guys. This is what is stopping us, right? And let me put them this way so that we can actually see the gap here, right? That's what's stopping us. This is stopping us from this. And in order to get to this, we have to be honest, right? So perfect. So yeah, like that's a quick little rundown for this week about what's going on with not serving us. Very clear message. I have all these cards and those are the ones that came out, right? So, and boom, honesty, just to say, you know, this is how it should be. Love it. So much energy going through me right now. Okay, so that was the first two, and then we have the Wisdom Oracle cards coming up. So these are our self-limiting beliefs. So I already had channeled that our self-limiting beliefs is what is holding us back, which is exactly what the cards just said to us as well. So self-limiting beliefs is what's holding us back. It's not your situation, but it's your perspective of your situation, right? So we're going to pull from this because we need some wisdom here, guys. Like, what's going on this week? And, like, how can we shift our perspective in this situation? What limiting beliefs? Which, you know, honestly, we already got kind of an answer from the last question, which is our doubts and our lack mindset, but I'm just going to see what else comes up here because this is specifically for our self-limiting beliefs and what's holding us back. Oh my gosh. We're afraid to open our hearts. That's what it is. We're afraid to open our hearts because of past experiences. So what happens is that when we have a closed heart, then that means that, you know, that's when you're bitter, that's when you have resentment, that's when you hold on to things, that's when you basically judge people from past experiences and not from this place of seeing them for where they are and who they are in this now moment, right? So really, wow, this is good. So loyal heart, oh my god, of course, because we're merging the masculine and feminine this week, guys. Like, that's why I keep talking about the base chakra, but both from the side of the feminine and the masculine, because we got the answer here, guys. Loyal heart. This is the unification of these the masculine and feminine energies, which is the kundalini rising, right? Like, oh my god, timeline shifts. There's been so many timeline shifts and resets. So the other day, I can't remember what day, I woke up and I was like, today's a reset day. Today's a reset day. Things have reset. I don't know why I'm saying this. I just wake up and I know these things. I'm very claircognizant, which just means I just know things. So, like, it's not about, like, any proof, or it's just like, oh, I just know it. So I know that when I woke up, okay, it's a reset day. It's like the way that I felt. It's like everything and just a knowing as well on top of it, right? So it's really like nothing concrete per se, but it's just, then this is part of being spiritually connected, is that you do have this access to knowing things, just knowing things. I never had to be taught. It's like when, you know, any animal is birthed, they don't need to be taught per se how to be a bird or how to be a fish or how to, right? It's in us already, right? So that is intrinsically in us, and I've just learned to trust that part of myself that just knows things, right? So maybe that's something that's going on right now in situations. That's why I'm just hearing for whoever's watching this, right? Because there's some loyal heart here. So there's some heart pain. And so obviously we already know it's from our past and from our limiting beliefs. And so it's like, what is that? Like, you're really being asked this week to really dive into that and really start asking the questions and getting inquisitive. Okay, let's see. So we have breathe, time for a nap, and observer. So exactly, right? Okay, see exactly what I was saying. So breathe, right? And this was reversed. So, you know, take it or leave it. I'm just going to leave it up right now. But, you know, if it is reversed, it just means that there's like a block or a little bit of a struggle or whatever it is, right? So breathe. Okay, so this is saying connect to your heart, right? Like connect to your heart. Really like clear your mind. Let go of all of the programming, all of the beliefs, all of the negativity, because this doesn't serve your heart. This doesn't serve your purity. This doesn't serve your wholeness, okay? And your wholeness is when your masculine and your feminine energy are totally in balance. In order to balance them, we breathe, we align, we connect to our body, we listen, right? And so from here, we have time for a nap, which also reversed, right? So this is going to be something. These are not going to be easy for us, right? These are not going to be easy for us to sit down and do. But then the result, not so much result, but this is happening the whole time, is that we're learning how to be the observer. We're learning how to not take everything personal. We're learning how to disconnect from situations and connect into our own beliefs and our own truth, and to stop looking outside for validation, right? So in order for us to truly know what it is that's in our heart space, that's in our heart center, then it's time for us to connect back to our breath, which is our life, guys. Connect back to our life. Connect back to why we're here. Connect back to who we are. Connect back to everything about us, whatever that means to you, right? Because you have your own lineage. This is time for ancestral healing, guys. You are healing your ancestral lineage. And so also it's time for a nap. And so what I get for that is really just rest, guys. Rest. You don't need to know anything right now. Let me just tell you that your self-limiting beliefs, it's okay to not know. It's okay to say, I have no fucking idea what is going on in my life right now, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to listen and I'm going to meditate and I'm going to connect to my higher self and I'm going to connect to my breath. And I know that all you guys that are programmed into the do, wounded masculine patriarchal mentality, I'm going to look like I'm not doing anything. But guess what? Here's the little trick. The little trick is that the physical form is the last form to manifest into reality. So guess what? The energetic realms are in constant motion, in constant flux, in constant flow. And it isn't until the densest, the most dense physicality actually chooses to appear. That right there, I just energetically sent you clearing energy, and I see it in my third eye because it opens up. So whether you're attuned to these subtle energies or not, you will or will not have felt that, right? So that right there, that is an instantaneous healing. This is how we connect to the quantum, right? And so this physical reality that we live in, this is the last place that we actually get to experience something, okay? So in doing this healing, in doing this time of taking rest, you're actually doing, oh my God, so much more than you can even fathom. You have no idea the power of rest, the power of sleep, the power of slowing down. This is how you live a longer life, right? So damn, that was a big one because you're learning to be the observer. And so we're breaking walls down. All of your limiting beliefs come from right here and below. Actually, is what I was told. So right here and below, which yes, but it all kind of, this is like the entry point, right? So this is whether we're open or closed. So really your limiting beliefs are stemming from your heart, because what happens is when we get hurt or upset as a kid or something happens, or even as an adult, our heart closes. And when we're not heard, when we're not seen, when we're basically just shut down all the time, then we keep shutting down. And then we go deeper and deeper into that closing until we're basically like, fuck, I need to get out of here. But then you realize how much you've put walls up and closed everybody out and just didn't want to feel the pain. And now we're being asked to feel that pain in through our heart center and break the walls down. Of course, I'm wearing green today, right? So that's what we're being asked to break down the walls, right? To take time to just be the observer, to be able to look at your heart center and to be able to hold that space for you to really enter into this next level of your reality. Boom, to the sea. And by the book. And that was reversed too. Okay, so this to me is like, basically like, think for yourself. Like, that's what I hear. And it's 11. It's a master number. Look, 7-11. I love it. See, you guys, we're so connected, right? This is like, think for yourself. Like, I'm hearing even religion with this one, to be honest. Like, maybe there's like something in your reality that is keeping you limited because you have to play it like by the book, by the rules. It was reversed when I initially pulled it too, right? So this could be something that is really intensely on your heart right now. But what it's saying is to go back to your heart and say, hey, what feels right to you and what doesn't feel right to you? And really listen intently and make your choice from that space, from the space of love and not fear. I'm just going to read this quickly out of the book because I'm not really getting anything for it. So I thought it would be cool to just see what they got. Okay, so being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. Wow. Okay, see why I had to read it out of the book then? So that's this one. So this is you connecting back to source because you decided to go out to sea, guys. This is the thing. You decided to take that action to go solo dolo. She's here by herself in her little boat and she's having her me time. She's having that time for herself, right? And, oh, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I got it reversed by the book. This is not normally how we were programmed to be, to go find peace within on our own first and then find the connection. It's that we've been thrown into this massive cesspool of disconnect and distorted perceptions that we have to leave that in order to reclaim our own perception back, right? So that's really what we're saying here is like, by the book, you know, is not, it's not what it's always meant to be, you know? Like, sometimes we have to go within and make our own choices. Like, don't always look for external validation. Be the observer. Be the one that can sit there and really take in all the information and make a choice from your conscious heart space. Boom. Okay. And now we have, oh, these ones I didn't pick the decks for them, but I have 2 decks left, so we'll kind of see what I end up going towards. So I have we are responsible for ourselves first and foremost, which I think I've already kind of gotten that point across, but it's my last point. And then no one can make you feel anything. So I had mentioned that up above that I was going to get here. I have a whole video on that nobody can make you feel anything. So I will try to remember to link it below. And so then you can, excuse me, more clearing. You can listen to the whole thing and I don't have to, you know, really totally repeat myself. But, you know, basically nobody can make you feel anything. And if we're going under the guise that people can make us feel stuff, then that means that we're giving our power away. That means people can take our power, because if we're saying that they made me feel this because of what they did to me and you're in that victim role, then you're just giving them, you're like, oh, okay, here's my power. Oh, wait, here's my power, right? Why? Because that's where your focus is. That's where your energy is. So it can be something as simple as taking that focus and attention back and they have no power over you, right? None at all. So, well, maybe not. Of course, it all depends on our situation, but then you have that much more power back. It's about empowering yourself. It's about taking your power back. It's about standing in your truth, right? And so when we're constantly blaming external circumstances for the way that we are experiencing life, then there's always going to be a reason to not enjoy it, right? There'll always be a reason. So it's really about understanding and taking responsibility for ourselves, first and foremost, for how we feel, how we're interpreting the situation, to not project onto other people and to really be that observer. so that you're able to balance. Look right here, so that you're able to balance all of, and it's a water dragon, so all the emotions, right? Balance the emotions. So this deck next here is Animalkin Oracle. And so we already got balance and we already got trust, okay? So I'm going to put those back in. So no one can make you feel anything, and we were responsible for ourselves first and foremost. So that's kind of like the finale. This is going to be my last pull here, actually. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. So again, this is just the energy that we're going to be going through this week. And again, this is also a timeless information. So if you come today and, not today, if you come on another day that is not of this week, then that is totally fine. And just use your own intuition to really listen and connect and be open to the messages today. Today is a really, oh, that first card was balance too. This week's really all about balance, right, guys? Balancing that masculine and feminine, and them merging and coming together. And look what just fell out onto the floor. Yeah, that's right. And then amusement, right? The universe makes us laugh if we want it to, right? So that's really what it is about. Okay, let me put this back in. And the bottom was attitude. Where was it? Oh, solitude, not attitude. Solitude. Right, so again, these are going to be, let me take these out. Balance, amusement, solitude. Let's shuffle it up and get 2 more cards for this week. And we got unicorn, so miracles. Once we learn to balance and find that solitude, and there you go, last card is peace. And find that peace within, then miracles are going to just blow your mind. I love it because we have balance, so that's really all about keeping our internal balance. And then we have amusement, which is like finding humor in things. Solitude, which is all about, you know, really going within and finding our own time and our own space, and not feeling lonely when you're alone or when you're around other people, right? Like really finding that comfort and that solace. And then being able to see the miracles and to feel the miracles all around you. And voila, inner peace. So these are kind of the light side of things this week. And I hope that, you know, that you overcome everything that you're going through. I mean, hope. I know you will, because you're awesome. But, yeah, that's all the messages that I got for you this week. I hope that you have an amazing week. I will, again, post a few links that I mentioned below. I am also taking personal readings, so if you want to send me an email, I will be putting that below. And, yeah, happy healing. I hope that you have an amazing week, and I look forward to connecting to you guys soon. Bye.